Fooled me once. Shame on you. It fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you.
YouTube, welcome to FC Sports Network, hosted by Fo Free, joined by Cooper today. And what we're doing is going through every NFL division and predicting where teams are going to end up in that division. This week we're going through the AFC East, and we're starting off with the number one team we think is going to be in this division, the New England Patriots. What are your predictions on this team?
They definitely lost some people. They lost Revis, Browner, Vareem, but they're a very deep team, you know. And they're all very well coached up, so I think it's kind of like next guy up kind of mentality. I think the next guy will step up. And I think they'll be fine. Yeah, they lost Tom Brady for the first 4 games. We'll see how that plays out, because you know that might be turned around or reduced or however they want to do it. But yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be able to weather the storm. They've got enough pieces around Garoppolo to make some things happen. Maybe not win every game, but at least survive those first 4 games and put themselves in position to make a run down the stretch. I don't think they'll be as good in the regular season as they were last year, but I think they'll have a decent year and they'll make the playoffs, and then we'll see where they go from there.
Yeah, just like you said, lost a lot of good pieces on defense, but let's not forget this is a very talented team with the best tight end in football, Rob Gronkowski, a very solid wide receiver in Julian Edelman, and they do have one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Yeah, they're going to have to weather the storm for the first 4 games, but I think they'll be okay. The one thing that does scare me is the running back situation. Can LeGarrette Blount be the full down back that the Patriots want him to be? I'm not too sure about that. But what I'm too sure about is this team's going to be the number 1 in AFC East and one of the best teams in the National Football League. Alright, going on into our number 2 spot. This is where me and Coop had a different type of opinions. For my number 2 team, I'm going with the Jets. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, say this is one of the worst teams in the National Football League. But I think with Geno Smith finally getting a target and Brandon Marshall and Todd Bowles coming from Arizona, who's always had a great defense, and with them adding some key defensive pieces in the offseason with a shutdown corner Revis, Antonio Cromartie coming back, and a big guy Williams up front, I believe the New York Jets defense will be a cornerstone for leading this team to the 2nd place in the AFC East.
Yeah, I definitely like where the New York Jets are going. I think they're headed in the right place. I just don't think they're there quite yet. And Geno Smith is a huge question mark in my eyes. At number 2 spot, I have got the Miami Dolphins. I thought they were a solid team last year. I like the foundation they have in place. I'm not 100% sold on Tannehill, but I think he's serviceable, and I think he has a lot of upside, especially with his athleticism. So he got paid, and they're sold on him. So we'll see how much he progresses from this year and see what he does. They got him some weapons. They got Kenny Stills and Devontae Parker from the draft. And of course, the big headline of the offseason, they got Ndamukong Suh. That does not hurt their defense out at all. He will wreak some havoc up in the middle of that defensive line. I just think the Dolphins are the 2nd best team in this division.
Yeah, the Miami Dolphins made a big splash in free agency, picked up Ndamukong Suh, paying him some big money, picked up Jordan Cameron, who could be a solid tight end in the National Football League, and they picked up a promising wide receiver in the NFL draft in Devontae Parker, but you never know how rookie wide receivers are going to turn out, and I'm just not too confident in Ryan Tannehill's ability to lead this football team. So that's why I got Miami Dolphins at the number 3 spot in the AFC East.
My number 3 team is the Buffalo Bills. I like the additions they make. Their offense is going to be fun to watch. I've definitely got some athletes they can get in space and be creative with Sammy Watkins, Percy Harvin, and then the addition of LaShawn McCoy from the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll see how they handle that offense. But they got to have a guy to run it, and that's why I don't have the 2 spot and I have the 3 spot, because it's a big question mark at quarterback. Matt Castle, EJ Manuel. We'll see how that works out. But I think whoever gets it will be all right. I don't think they'll be bad enough to hurt this team, because there's so many weapons. I think they'll carry them along, whoever plays quarterback. The defense will be pretty solid as well. You know, they got Malsar Darius and Williams up front on defense. So I think it's a solid team, and they'll have a pretty good year.
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills, their defense was great last year, like 3rd or 4th in total yards in the whole National Football League. And boy, did they get some weapons, just like you said. Percy Harvin, Sammy Watkins, LaShawn McCoy, Fred Jackson. If you get them the ball in space, they can make some dangerous plays happen. But for me, there's a constant trend in this division, and it's poor quarterback play. Can you trust EJ Manuel or Matt Castle, who have both struggled in the National Football League so far in their careers? I don't think so. I'm not too sure who the starter is going to be, but whoever it is, I think they're going to struggle in the AFC East, and that's why I got the Buffalo Bills coming in 4th in this division.
I've got the Jets. Me saying the number 4, I'm not saying they're a bad team. Like I said, I like the direction they're headed in. I just don't think they're ready to compete quite yet. I love the Leonard Williams pick. He fell to 6. Or Jaguars fans, I wouldn't have minded if he came to the Jags. I like Leonard Williams a lot. He's probably the best player in the draft in a lot of people's mind, my mind as well. I think it'll be an instant impact. That line is going to be stacked on the defensive side. Like I said, but Geno Smith, we got to see something. I'm not, like I said, I'm not counting him out yet. But I'll be very open-minded going into this year. But we've got to see something. Brandon Marshall will sure help him out because I don't think he's ever had a true number one like that. But we'll see how it goes. I think they'll have a decent year, decent to below average. I think that's where they finish out.
That's all we got here at FC Sports Network. Let us know who you think was right, let you know who you think was wrong, and don't be afraid to put your own predictions down in the comment section below. Alright, this is Fo Free and Coop signing out of here.